Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can add additional fallback domain within Microsoft 365 tenant, right? So what is the fallback domain? Or you might have seen or maybe use different words like vanity domain or default domain, right? And the domain which comes with the subscription when we create a brand new account or brand new subscription, be it Entra tenant or Microsoft 365 tenant, right? So while creating that one, it asks us to give it a name, right? And once we give it a name, and then it adds on Microsoft.com to that tenant, right? So it creates a default domain, which is also called as a vanity domain for us, right? And the same is also called as fallback domain, right? So fallback domain is the one which is considered or which is created when we create a brand new tenant, brand new subscription for Entra and as well as for Azure as well, right? So all those services will be falling back to that specific domain as and when we create it brand new. Now, the method that I'm going to show you where we would be able to add additional domains, additional fallback domains, and more than one, right? So there are some limitations where we would be able to add up to 5 fallback domains within the Entra as well as within the Azure. And in the main part of this is possible using Microsoft 365 Admin Center only as of now, right? So from this option or from this way, we would be able to add additional, and also we can make it to the default domain for our whole tenant. But there are different scenarios why we wanted to change it, why we should change it, right? And there are different requirements, like if the company is moving out from their parent organization and they are creating or they need to separate out, then they would be creating a brand new tenant, but they are still not sure they wanted to or what name should it be, right, of that tenant and then company name, right? So that is why, or that is when they would be simply creating the tenant. But now when they decide or they define the name of the organization or entity, they need to rename it, right? So to rename that, this way is going to be the one where they would be able to change the default domain name or the fallback domain name, and that domain can be used for all other identities and everything within the Entra and all other Microsoft services, right? Now, that is the one of the use case, but apart from that, there are many other use cases that we can use, and but there are few uh, limitations, I would say, on the SharePoint URLs and SharePoint site levels, right? So overall, on the SharePoint infrastructure, there are some limitations when it comes to the URL changing. So that really needs to be taken care as well appropriately, so that we know what we are going to do, what we are going to expect, and then we can take it appropriately, right? And this way we are going to change it with the appropriate URL formats that we are going to keep it. So this way we would be able to make sure appropriate URL is added, and then we can take it further. So within the SharePoint infrastructure as well, we have options to change the domain, right? So we can change that domain from there, and it is going to change the URL of the whole SharePoint environment for us. So that's the another story or another way for us to do it for SharePoint specifically, but for other intra or for other identities, definitely this is the way where we would be able to change it. So now let's go ahead and uh, see how we can change it and how we can add it as a fallback domain. Let me share my screen quickly here and I'll show you how we can do that. And yeah, so yeah, this admin center. And from here, I would be simply going into domains under the settings. And once I'm here in the domain, you will see this domain, which is my vanity domain or the fallback domain. You need to click on it. And here's the option for us, which is add on Microsoft.com domain, which is currently in preview mode for us, right? So it is going to be preview. It is going to be in preview, but also you can see that as soon as we change it, what it is going to fall under, or what it is going to cater the requirements or services. So it is going to support usernames and email addresses, then Microsoft 365 Teams and groups email addresses or alias, and automatic domain dependency moves. So that is going to happen as well. So now let's go ahead and do that. So let me click on this option here, and this pop-up will come up here, and you can simply give it a name. Let's say I wanted to give it a name. I'm going to say PNDS-INC. So this is the name I wanted to give. So it doesn't accept the dash. That is why it has thrown that error. So I'll simply keep this name, and you can see that I got the button here to add a domain, right? So once I add it, it is going to add this domain in the Microsoft 365. And once it is added, I will get the option for us. Now you can see that domain added, go to new domain to make this as your fallback domain, right? So this is the prompt, or this is the message that we get in case we wanted to make this newly created domain as a fallback domain, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll simply go click on this hyperlink here. And once we click on that, you can see that here is the option for us to make fallback domain. That means we are going to make this domain as a fallback. Also, you see little warning there which says this won't change your SharePoint domain or OneDrive URLs, which can only be changed through PowerShell, right? So this is not going to make any changes on the SharePoint and OneDrive site, as well as all the links and URLs that are going to be linked and that attached on the different workloads within SharePoint or OneDrive, right? So before doing this one, I wanted to go back on a domain, and I wanted to show you from here, right? So that you get visibility and you can see. So now you can see there are two domains, this one and this one, which has INC added in it, right? So now I wanted to make this as a fallback domain. Earlier, this is the domain that I have added as a fallback, but I can simply go ahead and add this or click on it, and here it is going to show us, which says that please wait while we change your fallback domain. And perfect, that is completed. So the process is pretty straightforward, and that is completed as well. So now let's go back here, one step back, and see uh, whether this is still fallback domain. No, this domain is not fallback domain as of now, but it is still managed at Microsoft 365. And if I go to the next domain that we have created recently, here it shows that managed at Microsoft 365 and fallback domain, right? So this way we can see whether this domain has become a fallback domain for our organization, and then we can take care of all other changes and services. Also, I can see I get the options to add more domains, right? And then, as I said, there are limitations of up to 5 domains can be added. And those are the fallback domains that we can add and can be used for different purposes within the organizations, right? So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you, and this is going to be really helpful. Also, I'm going to show you one of the use case, as I have already added my custom domain in the tenant here, but still I'm going to show you while creating the user account whether this newly added fallback domain is added up and showing up as well, right? So it can be used for those situations where we wanted to create identities, create different workloads, different identities, right? And those can be used as well. So let me refresh this quickly here. And since it is taking a time, so yeah, just to wait for a few minutes or maybe a few seconds. Okay, it is available here. Perfect. So let's go ahead, click on users. I'm going to show you from the beginning again. Click on new users, create a new user, and give it a name. Let's say I wanted to create identity for one of the user, a tool, right? And then from here, I can see that this is the new domain, right? Which is msavndsinc.onmicrosoft.com that I have added. And by default, you see m365days.tech. That is my custom domain that I have added as a primary domain, and that is why it has picked up. But I can simply select that one and create this account, right? So let's do that. And I am not going to enable this account for now. Then click next properties. I'm not going to fill any other details here, as I'm just creating this a kind of test account and create this account, because I just wanted to show you whether this creates the account and identity, right? And then perfect. So here we can see that this identity has been created on that fallback domain that we have created or added recently, right? So this is that account, right? And here you see the UPN and everything together of this account. Perfect. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show you, and hope you will like it. Hope you enjoy and learn something new. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And also do watch other videos around Microsoft 365, Azure, and FinOps. And yeah, keep learning, keep exploring. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.